Yo, what up, my dudes? This is one of many gameplay team coaching videos that I plan on putting out for you guys. What I'm going over in this video right here, I have my loadout right there from what you saw. I have a team that I am now currently practicing and playing with, and I'm going to take you guys through step by step exactly what it is that we do, exactly as a coach, that is, what I do to help not just myself but my team get better in the shortest amount of time. Now, a couple of things that I want to go over with you guys. Here's the main points of this video. First thing you have to do is you've got to find a team. Now, I know that sounds kind of obvious and kind of funny, but it does matter. And when I say find a team, I don't mean a group of people that you want to play with. I mean a team, people that you can get together and practice with, people that you can build and get past the 5 dysfunctions of a team that happen because you guys may not have played together consistently, or you may be new to each other, or you may not understand what it is you're looking for from this team. And these are things that we need to set up when you get on an actual team. You'll see that we're playing 6 people right here. Now, the competitive circuit with Destiny, and we haven't decided whether or not we're doing anything like this, is usually mixed in with teams of 3. Sometimes teams of 4, and sometimes teams of 6 if you get into the scrims. So, we're going to take a look at this, and we're going to go a little bit further. But yeah, step 1, find a team. Step 2, determine the goals of that team. You need to make sure that everybody's on the same page. When you guys have a practice session and you have determined who is your coach, you have determined who is the person that's going to be running all this stuff, captain, co-captain, we'll go over that in a little bit, then you can decide what you want to do with your team together being on the same page. That's super, super important. After that, you guys want to make sure that you choose a team captain and a team co-captain. There are certain traits that you should, I think, identify when you're determining who's going to lead the team. Now, effectively speaking, on the team that I'm playing on, I am a team coach. That does not make me team captain. What that means is the team captain is the guy who calls the plays inside of the Crucible itself. The captain is the one that coordinates gameplay, coordinates practice and stuff like that. The coach is the one that comes up with ideas. The coach is the one that coordinates between the captains, the types of things that can help your team improve on an individual scale, the types of things that you may be looking at for player progression, identifications, weaknesses, and strengths, and the practice and the training that comes about from things like that. That is a coach's job. A coach, to me anyway, is somebody that can help you realistically figure out what it is you need on a team, but the captain is the one that everybody will refer to and listen to because they're the one that puts the team together and determines the best possible positioning on the map and the strength of the team itself and what team should be playing, stuff like that. So, after you guys have found a team, got a practice schedule, you've determined the goals of the team, what direction you're going in, and you found yourself both a coach as well as a team captain and co-captain, we now need to establish roles on the team. Now, establishment of roles, all that means is that you're going to go through identifications and weaknesses and strengths, those things that you can figure out just by playing together for long enough. You'll start to learn how to trust each other. You'll start to learn what it is your teammates are good at, what it is they need work on. Those are some of the things that you need to look for when you are playing together as a team. I can't help but notice when I play as a teammate that I have a certain style that I play with. And I can't help but notice as well that a lot of my teammates will go through a process of learning when it comes to playing with each other. There's a bit of frustration. That's where the team captain and the team coach come together to bring everyone back on the same page and what the goals actually are. So you may not be getting the kill-death ratio that you prefer, but you will be getting a movement forward. You will be progressing together as a team on that similar goal. I hope that's a decent explanation for everything that I want to cover in this video today. Okay? That's 3 or 4 minutes worth of stuff, and we're going to talk and break some of this stuff down right now. Now, I've talked about it a little bit. The first thing that you need to do is find a team. When you look at the definition of the word team, I'm not referring to the people you pick up on LFG. Now, you can find people there, but you need to find people that have the same goals as you, the people that have the same values as you, people that can challenge you, people that can keep you in check by keeping you accountable. That's a team. And it may sound like I'm talking about marriage, and there's a similarity between the two. I want you guys to find what it is on a team that you want and what you're looking to get out of it. This will enhance and give you more experiences of fun and joy Even when you're losing, it is more fun because you have a similar directive. You have the same goal. You have what you're looking for because your teammates can give you that. If that is not what you're looking for on a team, meaning your commitments, your liabilities, and everything doesn't line up in such a way that you feel like you are comfortable speaking to these people, telling them things that you are nervous about, having them help you and give you rough, constructive feedback, then you're not on the right team yet. It's that simple. Keep looking. I'm not saying abandon who you're with. You can always correct and course correct and maybe even bring up some of these ideas to the team that you're currently on. But being on the same page means you guys will progress together as one unit, and that unit is going to be incredibly hard to fight against with teams that are LFGing. Now, I haven't gone into team strategies or anything like that. All I've really talked about is what constitutes team value, team goal setting, and a little bit of, I guess I would call it prioritization. You know, what it is that you guys are looking for so that you can grow together. And it's going to take a lot of time. You're going to encounter other teams that have this type of mindset. It's a growth mindset. I'm going to go over some videos of how you as a team can pattern recognize together, how you as a team can progress forward to beating teams with similar strategies, how you can adapt and move things on the fly. And that's going to be super effective when we move forward with this video series. The second thing I talked about was determining goals of your team. One of the things that you guys need to do is to get each other on the same page. You need to know exactly what it is that you're going for. When I coach a volleyball team, when I coach a soccer team, one of the things that I've noticed is that there's a difference between offense and defense and how, not just how they view the world, of that game, but also how they commit to certain positions on the court. What we need to do when we get on the same page and when we have our goals is we need to check our egos at the door. If I am playing defensively on a volleyball team or on a esports Destiny 2 whatever team I'm playing on, I need to make sure that my job is done flawlessly. I need to make sure that I am playing the best defender that I can. Or if I'm playing, let's say, offense, I need to make sure that all my shots count as a defender. And that is what I'm trying to do in this gameplay. I'm trying to work on my defensive skills, my teamwork, meaning the entire subclass that I have set up. This is the bottom tree Night Stalker, where the grenades, the smoke grenades, they give my teammates invisibility, and that gives them faster reloads, faster handling, faster movement. But I also have noble rounds from the Lumina hand cannon. That hand cannon itself is incredibly good at buffing your teammates' damage. So before any engagement, I can heal them while they're fighting, I can fight with them, and I can keep them both invisible with high stats all across the board. If that's not a good teammate, you guys tell me what you think is a good teammate. That is how I chose to play my role on this team right now. The entirety of my goal with teamwork is to be a good supportive player, because I know I got a decent shot. I know I can outshoot people if I have to 1v3, but I want my teammates to have that glory. And that is my role on this current team. I want my teammates to progress in such a way that their kill-death ratios speak volumes, and it also speaks volumes about my ability to set them up for that kill-death ratio. That's what I want. That is my goal for me on this team. Their goal as a team is to win, right? That's a very generalized goal. You can win and still not progress forward. A thing that I want you guys to get more accustomed with is when you lose, let's call that a failure. Failure, the word itself, F-A-A-L, F-A-I-L, means first attempt in learning. And you're going to get a lot of that with a team, right? When you guys come under stress, when you guys come under a dysfunction, what's going to happen is we need to review our goals and our values together as a team, have the captain or the coach come together with, I guess, not a mediation, but, just I'd even call it a pep talk if you want to call it anything. But what I need from the people that are coaching the team is to get everyone synchronized with those values so that we have the understanding of here's what we're going after. Even if we lose, we should still be progressing. That is what a good team does. The previous soccer team that I coached, their defensive really hated their offensive component. The offense got all the glory. and nobody was praising and appreciating what the defense does. From what I saw, the defense took a lot of lumps. They were running people down, they were slide tackling, they were doing everything they can to get the ball up to the front, and they got no thankfulness because of it. What they got instead was the offensive linemen getting their name in the newspaper, getting all the glory from the coaches, getting all the glory from people on the other team that were telling them, nice shot. Nobody was saying, nice setup. Nobody was saying, that's a proper defense. That was an amazing play that you made to get your offensive man the ball. And that's what I'm referring to when I talk about teamwork between the different types of stylistic gameplay that teammates have with each other. When you guys are playing and you're on the same page, it doesn't matter if you died in a 1v3 if your teammates can't follow up and finish the job you started. Now you've all lost, and the priorities and the goals need to be set in an effective way so that you all feel that you're contributing and progressing together as a team unit. Now, I haven't gone over, and this is on the agenda, I haven't gone over backup units. I haven't gone over backup gameplay, skill sets that contribute to, let's say, I were to fall down, how can my teammate take my role at that specific moment? Depending on what the role was, of course. So that's stuff that we're going to review in a different video. But for today, for what we're going over right now, determining goals of the team, getting on the same page, on the same schedule, for practice as well as value and prioritization, super effective, needs to be done. Make sure you pick a team that you trust with those values for your gaming time. That way you have more time and you have, not more time. That way you have a better experience and you have more synchronization between your group. Okay. Now, choosing a team captain and co-captain. I do believe there should be two, because let's say the team captain gets sick or can't do whatever it is, a practice or something like that. We all have lives outside of just gaming, of course, so I do believe that there should be two of them. The team captain's job is primarily to control and be the emotional, the support, and to be the point of reference on your team while you're in the game. He's not necessarily coming up with strategies or, let's say, nitpicking gameplay or anything like that. He's coordinating attacks. He's the one that's making the callouts. If he says rotate A and you haven't finished capturing C, drop what you're doing and rotate to A for flag capturing, that is. Doesn't matter what's going on. He is the captain and he should be followed as a chain of command. That is the best way to get you guys in sync and moving forward and building trust. He needs to practice his ability to build trust with you. And you can't do something like that if you are not listening to those callouts, if you are not giving him the trust that he has earned as a captain. Okay. Co-captain, same thing. They both need to switch off back and forth between who practices co-captain and who practices main captain, because both you guys need the ability to take over for one another. That is something that you guys can do in-game with callouts, making divisive and directional changes on the spot. That's the kind of stuff that captains do, okay? The coach, on the other hand, is the one that oversees everything from the top down. If they saw something that happened during the game, shut the hell up. You don't mention it during the game. You take a notation of it and you work on it later. That's the coach's job. You're there to give feedback. You're there to help how the improv of it works. You're there to help how they practice together, what units are going to be what, how to identify, here's the next topic, strengths and weaknesses. Now, as a coach, the number one thing that I do is identify things. I assess and I identify strengths and weaknesses. Now, the roles that I'm looking for my team, I'm looking for a couple of slayers, I'm looking for some support class units, I'm looking for people that are kind of in the middle ground of both those two. I like people that, let's say, lay back, but I love people that run forward. What position do I take between those two? Am I a slayer? Can I take on a 1v3? No, but I have guys on my team that can do that. I can get it every now and then. There's guys on my team that can do it all the damn time. Those are the ones that you want as that slayer position. On a volleyball team, they're the outside hitter. They're the middle hitter, right? And me, I'm more like the libero or maybe the setter. I'm the guy that's going to set you up so you can destroy the ball on the other team, right? Smash it in their face, bro. That's the kind of thing that we need from team dynamic. Identification of strengths, identification of areas for improvement, super effective if the coach can recognize what they're looking for. So what is it that a coach would be looking for? For strengths, you're looking for gameplay type. You're looking for how somebody prefers to move around the map. Do they go straight on? Do they hide around corners? Do they prefer to stay in the back of the map? Those three things right there are very specific to the range and the engagement level that they prefer. That's what they feel comfortable with. If you're a close range player, let's say you're a hunter who likes to dive into the engagement with a shotgun, or a titan that likes to slide around a corner and pop somebody with a shotty, yeah, you're a CQC player, and we probably need to get you in front of people more often so you can practice and develop that particular strength. If you're somebody that prefers to stay just behind the Slayer, you're a classic support unit. If we were playing soccer and the offensive guy is the Slayer, the mid-range person in the middle is the one that kind of supports both sides. They support the defense when they need to, but they also support the offense primarily because that's what they have to do. That's how you get that middle player, that assist, that can't call them a Slayer, but they can take that spot if they need to. You can't call them a defender, but they can take that spot if they need to. That is a proper assistant player right there. And that's something that you guys can look for depending on where they, as a strength, stand while they're having firefights and stuff like that. You know, are they engaging or are they slowly kind of waiting for teammates to help back them up? That is a very specific cue for someone that is a strong middle ground player. A defensive player, a sniper, a really good sniper. You can't touch them because the minute you go to engage, they dive roll away and they rotate to the other far side of the map. Or a scout rifle player that likes to take a lane and kind of hold that lane down. And I'm talking about, like, if they're on a zone, you're not getting close to that zone. There's no way. If you get close to them, they've got you pegged. Any corner you try to take, they're grenading it, they're laning it. Anything that you can do to take that position from them, they have it locked the heck down, and you're just going to have to sit there and wait for a team push because they're going to pick you off every step of the way. That is a long-range distance player, and that's just where they feel comfortable at. That's really cool. There is a spot for them on these Sixes teams, and you guys can recognize that by how they go about their movement on the map. Are they constantly trying to defend zones? Are they constantly trying to snipe from a distance? Those are things that you can progress and get better at, but those are recognizable or identifying cues for a coach to look for. Now, I talked a little bit about strengths and what it is that people might have preference for. Being comfortable is good. Being uncomfortable is better. What we're looking for is we're looking for people to get better at the things that they're not inherently good at. If you're inherently good at being a Slayer, you might suck at covering a zone. That's putting your entire team at risk if the end of the game depends on you covering that zone. Let's say comp, for example, Trials of Osiris, where there is a point to cover. I know you're looking at the other team, but that point makes you genuinely uncomfortable because you don't know how to cover a point. That's something that you can get better at. The defenders on your team can help you with that. The captains and the coaches can help give you positional ideas so that you can turn that zone into a slaying area for you instead of just chasing that red dot on the map. For people that are mid-range players, a lot of the times they feel uncomfortable slaying on their own. We need to build that confidence up. We need to get them accustomed to what weapons work best for whatever range they're going for. I tend to use pulse rifle because if I get a kill, I can kill clip the heck out of anybody, depending on the role, of course, and I can move on from there and become this little wild animal in the middle with my Slayer moving out in front, taking the position, and then I can back them up with my badass pulse rifle, man. There are so many cool things you can do from that position, but you have to know what it is to be in that position and when to fall back to defend, as well as when to move forward and take the hit so your Slayer can get the kill. That's the middle ground. But you do need to build confidence as that middle ground player. You need to be fast on both regards. If you're not fast on one but you're fast on the other, progress the other one so that you get better at that. The last one that I mentioned was a scout rifle player. You are an escape artist a lot of the time. You know how to get away. You know how to get in and out of a situation, but you might have trouble slaying out if you get pinched. So how do you handle a zone if you're 3-on-1 with a long distance weapon? Those are things that can be progressed. That's all normalized, that is, weaknesses that I've found from working with esports players as well as working with regular guys in sports and stuff. All right, the last thing that I wanted to go over is team dynamic in general. Now, this doesn't have to be something crazy, but it does have to be something specific. Team goals and individual goals are not the same thing. With teammates progressing as an individual, player on that team, that practice session needs to be specific, not just for the individual, because the overall goal should be specific for the team itself. That's what you guys are going after. That's what you value. supposedly. And you guys might need a reminder that this is what we're doing. And if someone gets into their normal habit of getting back into a bad habit of, like, let's say a solo player, and they're not being followed up, they're trying to slay out, but they can't because the teammate's doing other things, that person does need to be kept in check. You need to have a captain or a coach call them out. The captain should be the one calling them out in game. The coach should be the one correcting behavior with solutions after the game is over. Now, I say solutions very specifically. A problem without a solution goes nowhere. It doesn't help you to go forward with something that is not useful to the player itself. I can sit here and complain all day that, oh, my Slayer on the left is going without me again. He's supposed to wait for me. I'm supposed to be behind him, and he's 50 yards ahead. I can't catch up. Okay, dude. So that's two problems, right? If you're supposed to be on his butt while you guys are playing, then maybe you're not moving fast enough for his level, for his pace. Or maybe he is moving too fast and he needs to slow down a little bit. The captain and the coach can identify those things, but it is the captain's job to call it out in game. Yo, on the left, slow down a bit. Wait for your assist. Yo, assist. Move your butt up, dude. You're way behind. You're not supposed to be on the zone right now. You're supposed to be backing up your Slayer to take another zone. Those are things that captains call out, but the coach can progress, okay? That's the difference. That's the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. And this is just kind of my first crack at helping you guys identify these things with coaching, with gaming, with with being on the same team together. I am really excited about this because I haven't been on a team that has a schedule for a long time, and I finally am. I finally got to the point that I could afford to do that. All right, so check it out. One more thing I wanted to go over with you guys. This build, if you choose to do something like this, it's got the Omni-Oculus chest piece for the hunter, where if you throw somebody into a smoke grenade, as long as you get two of them, you'll basically get that grenade back. The reason I did that is because I do want to be the better supporting player. I already know how to slay out. You know, I'm an old Halo player. That was like the thing in Halo. You just slay out. But the thing I've always wanted to be really, really good at was to be the best teammate, the best teamwork person. So what I've noticed with this is that even though this game is about shooting other people, with this build, you tend to watch your teammates. You tend to learn how they move around a map, because now you have to predict where to throw your smoke bomb so you don't slow them down. I mean, I don't want people to stand still while I throw a smoke bomb at them. I should be able to figure out and predict which way they're going. This helps me as an assistant, as an assister on my team here, learn how my teammates are moving so that I can play opposite or counter to their movement and help them do a better job. I can take a different flank if they're taking the forward. I can take a good defensive position if they are moving to a mid position. Things of that nature that are really cool to know. This build helps you figure that out. I don't know if you guys want to go on a team with 6 people that are all using the same loadout, but that would be really cool. In a practice session, I found this to be best. I haven't determined whether or not I want to take it in comp. I'm still learning when to shoot the noble rounds. I'm still learning when to put somebody invisible, because the invisible does mess with their character model. So I found in the first couple of games that they didn't like it as much. They were like, dude, I can't figure out what I'm doing because you're turning me invisible all the time. And that wasn't my goal. I'm not trying to mess with their gameplay. I'm trying to help their gameplay. So that was a good feedback loop for me, because I got to figure out, oh, okay, this person isn't enjoying this style of thing. He doesn't want to be invisible all the time, even if he gets a buff. So I found that I have to do the buff a little bit earlier than what I was doing, because as I went through the gameplay with them, they were getting frustrated. Now, when I did the buff earlier so they can make the engagement before the enemy even knows where they are, it was a badass thing to see. This last game is me doing it the right way. The first 2 games, if you were paying attention, you'll notice that I was still figuring things out. I want you to see my practice videos. I want you to see what it looks like, so you guys know this is what it's supposed to look like. How often do you guys go into a game and you play perfectly every single time? Practice does not work that way. This gameplay right here that you'll notice is me getting good practice in, getting at least 2 of them per smoke most of the time, and you're going to see teammates standing behind me and shooting while I'm crouching down in front. That's a classic gamer relationship right there, man. The guy in the front kneeling down and the guy behind shooting from behind with a scout. That's so freaking badass, and there is a moment like this in this game. I can't wait for you to see it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you got any questions or if you want to see more, I can do more in-depth videos on coaching. Coaching is what I'm good at. I haven't done as many videos as I would like about it, but I want to get more in-depth on coaching, okay? I want to teach you guys not just how to coach, but I want to teach you how to be coached, okay? I want you to be coachable. In the world that we live in today, that's a valuable skill. being able to be adaptable on the fly and being coached in such a way that you are now a valuable asset no matter what you do. Even if you don't have that skill set, you can learn the skill set because you're a coachable person now. That's something I want to teach. So that's the video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I can't wait to see you on the next one. Thank you so much for your time.